When we are on the lectures, like the lectures are really small. You don't have 60 or 70 people in the room like in Czech universities or Russian. You have a small group, so the teacher has a contact with each student.
I get involved in our family business a lot. It's really amazing to see the knowledge that I gain here getting used in real life instantaneously.
I like the lifestyle, I like just the way of life, how things move.
I would say it's pretty cool. It's in Central Europe. Everything is really close to Prague if you want to travel around as well.
I transferred here from the same university, which is in Tirana, University of New York in Tirana.
I feel really privileged, I would say. I feel privileged that I get to have such an experience.
You get to meet the people from all over the world, so you don't, your classes are not monotonous. You have all the people with different backgrounds, different experience levels, and different ideas of how the world looks like.
Living in Prague is wonderful. I've lived here for 2.5 years.
The nightlife, which is I think very important for students, is really good.
It's big enough that it's cosmopolitan and that there's lots of things to see and do.
Prague is a beautiful city. Czech people, even though they have this stereotyping reputation of being cold, I don't think it's true. They are really friendly.
Anytime you walk out of the university, you can enjoy the beautiful spirit of Prague. Its historical sites and buildings, it is just amazing.
There are a lot of things going on, a lot of cultural things like concerts and exhibitions and a lot of clubs and pubs.
Then you have places that are very underground and you can find places that are very rock and roll.
The transportation is fantastic. You can go where you want to, when you want to, without any questions.
But it's small enough that it still has this quaint, everyone at the bar kind of feel. It's got great nightlife, great cafes for studying.
A lot of literature, people read a lot of books. I mean, Kafka comes from Prague.
You for sure never have a dull moment in this city.
We are an American university in the Czech Republic. American universities have a principle that they want to offer education at the highest level to as many people as possible. The difference is that we allow more people to apply for our courses. We don't have incredibly strict, very hard entry-level tests. Some people think that that means that the course is easy, but it isn't. The difference is it's slightly easier to get in, it's harder to pass. Part of what we teach here is global business, and part of global business is an understanding and comfort with a variety of different cultures. By the time they finish, they will be very comfortable in a multicultural environment. They will have a much more global outlook on life. They will be taught how to think, they'll be taught how to analyze, they will have to show an in-depth understanding and ability to solve problems. It's a combination of all of these things that make our graduates very, very employable.
The Student Affairs Department assists students to study abroad when they need some extra help for relocating themselves into an international place. We help them to get their visa, address registration, and anything they may need for the language problems and so on. Additionally, we have company visits at our university. They come here, they represent their company, they do workshops, and they also offer their available positions for our students. The Career Office prepares our students for their future professional life, such as we help them with their CVs, cover letter, motivational letter, as well as when they go to company visits.
We cooperate with companies like Nestle, DHL, Zentiva, Monster Worldwide, Pilsner Urquell, DDB, and some others. Besides those activities, we help students to obtain internships and part-time jobs during their studies. We provide platforms for our students and for companies where students can place or post their CVs and where companies can post their job offers. And this is the way how students can actually find a job after they graduate.
Additionally, we provide free access to fitness center and a swimming pool, which our students can use all year long. University of New York supports a lot of sporting activities such as football, basketball, volleyball, and floorball. And when they need facility or financial support, we help them.
The business department of the University of New York in Prague is the largest department of the university, catering to a large number of students. It has more than 25, almost 30 full-time and adjunct faculty members, many of them with substantial academic as well as professional background, which is very useful for education here. Many of them are having had a lot of years in the industry and quite a few years of professional experience, and this is exactly the experience and the expertise that they're bringing in the classroom, making classes very, very valuable. The department offers a number of undergraduate and postgraduate programs. We're offering a 4-year American bachelor's degree. We're one of the very few universities in Europe that offers that, in the sense that when students complete the 4-year education here, they obtain a double degree. They obtain a degree which is issued by the State University of New York and fully accredited in the United States, and a European degree issued by UNYP and fully accredited by the Czech Ministry of Education. We also offer a 3-year bachelor's degree. This is the 3-year European BBA. It only leads to a European degree. It's shorter as opposed to the 4-year program, but at the same time it's a lot more focused on business issues and on business education. Both programs do follow the American style of business education. They are very practical in terms of delivery, in terms of content. Beyond the academic content and beyond the academic rigor that is required in the class, with the help of the professors, we are bringing a lot of very practical problems into the classroom, and most important, how to apply whatever they learn immediately into the industry as soon as they graduate. Another very important thing is that for the ones that are deciding to go for the 3-year BBA program, we have 3 different variants of it. They can go for BBA in finance, a BBA in marketing, or a BBA in general management by cherry-picking a number of courses that are available to them throughout their studies.
In the Department of International Economic Relations, we have students every year who will be studying courses that they are related with 2 main disciplines. One is economics, the study especially of international economics. On the other hand, we have international relations. So I think it's quite an interesting and powerful combination that places students quite well in order to continue their studies in this university and some other universities, or also for students who would like to enter immediately in the world of jobs and careers. In fact, every year, in the last 3 years in a row, we have been able to send 2 students to universities of very high prestige. It could be the London School of Economics. But also we have stories of people who have graduated here at UNIP and they have begun to carry out jobs in important multinational companies, either here in the Czech Republic or also abroad.
Our psychology department began offering our bachelor's degree through our partner with the State University of New York. That's been very successful, and students who choose to stay here and sort of finish their studies can also finish a master's in clinical and counseling psychology. We have faculty from also around the world and representing all different disciplines. And as I said, most of our faculty are also working as professionals in the field. So our students get to know what it's like to be a clinical psychologist, but also an industrial psychologist working in business, or forensic psychology, sports psychology. We really were able to bring in a lot of different people from all different fields within psychology. And that's important for students to help them decide what career choices they want to make in the future.
Department of Communication and Mass Media focuses generally on communication processes in language, media and culture, and we try to analyze these areas, in particular in the first 2 years, from a theoretical perspective. We encourage students to take internships starting in their 3rd year at the same time that their practically oriented courses are beginning. And that way, again, they can not only apply the theoretical knowledge they've learned, but also the practical knowledge they're learning in their classes, they're able to apply to the workplace. Here we don't see students so much as students, but more as partners in the educational process, in which we ask them to join us in a process of discovery and learning, and later in their studies we ask them to apply what they've learned. The final 2 years of study we try to bring in a more practical approach, so that students are applying the theoretical knowledge they've gained to practical exercises and approaches which can serve them in their future careers.
The English Language and Literature Department encompasses many levels of language learning. The first level is the Bridge program. We help students who have not achieved the minimum score required for the TOEFL exam. Hopefully with these courses, students will continue into the daily program, which is where our focus is. English Composition 1 and English Composition 2 are 2 required writing classes. The compositions that the students normally are asked to produce are research compositions and your basic essay compositions. After this stage, the students can then graduate or proceed to the literature analysis level, where we offer courses such as short story and the novel, and literature analysis and interpretation. We have within the English Language and Literature Department Arts and Humanities. They focus on, for arts, the philosophical and practical aspects of artwork and fine arts, and for humanities we focus on languages as well as world geography.
We have a truly amazing MBA program, very unique in Europe. We do this by combining real-world experience with hands-on learning. So basically, half our class is related to theory and half the class to real-world learning. You get this real-world learning from industry experts, such as the former president of Coca-Cola France, the former marketing director for European BMW, Mercedes-Benz, and Volvo, as well as excellent professors coming to us from Stanford University, Institute Kurt Bosch in Switzerland, as well as Harvard University in the US.
Graduation at UNYP is a very big occasion for us. The graduation ceremony is held in one of the most beautiful buildings in Prague, usually Jofen Palace, which is built directly on the Vltava River. It is the opportunity for our students to invite their friends and family to join the UNYP faculty to witness the awarding of their degrees. We also invite dignitaries as guest speakers, as well as the president of the New York College Group, Mr. Elias Futsis. The degrees are awarded to the students individually, and the students, in true American tradition, ceremoniously move their tassels from the right-hand side to the left-hand side of their mortarboards, which indicates they are now fully graduated, and all hats are thrown into the air in celebration.
So upon graduation, students can become a member of the official alumni network of UNYP. The UNYP Alumni Network has many events. For example, we had a spectacular event at Občanská plavarna, which celebrated UNYP's 10-year anniversary. As a part of the UNYP Alumni Network, students are given the opportunity to meet at one-time events that we have. This gives opportunities to students to have a couple of drinks with former classmates, but furthermore, it also gives them opportunities to network and build future job contacts.
The American diploma compared to diploma that I would earn in my home country is more valuable, because in order for me to go to master degree with a bachelor's in Slovakia, I would need yet another master degree to be able to apply for these international universities, whereas with American diploma, there's no such problem. You can choose whatever university you want.
It works actually. People listen to you. We have newspapers. We have different societies, some small, groups of people.
Professors put a huge emphasis on teamwork, which is something I haven't experienced in my previous studies at Czech schools. I think that this creates a really friendly environment, which consequently will prove useful in real life, because that's how it works. You work in teams.
The multicultural student body has given me some good experience in understanding, speaking to, communicating with different cultures and understanding where they're coming from, and also just new information, general knowledge about the world and what's happening.
There's a multinational environment, and students come from all over the world and they have different backgrounds. And thus working with them, say in a group, is really interesting and it's challenging as well, because everybody has different opinions and everybody has different attitudes. So that makes it really interesting. The study environment is perfect.
I enjoy studying at UNIP, especially because it's more intimate. The atmosphere is really one where you get a lot of one-on-one attention from your professors, and you really get to know your fellow students on a personal level as well as an educational level.
Studying in English is definitely one of the best features here at UNIP because, as we all know, English is just a business language. It's language which is mostly used all over the world in this international communication. So it's an essential thing. And studying at UNIP gave me a very different viewpoint at English because the academic English is a completely different field than the English you speak with your friends or, at Facebook or the internet, emails. It's just another level, and I'm sure it's going to help me in my future life a lot.
I would definitely tell them to go for it. It was my best experience in life, and I know in the beginning it can be confusing, it can be hard, but not only the professors but all of the other students help you to get over the difficulties that we have in the beginning.